So in today's video, I'll show you how to set up Verizon's 5G home internet, and I'll show you how to set up the device and then configure and customize the Wi-Fi network. Now, when you first get the device, it's inside a box that looks like this. So let's open the box up and see what's inside. And the first thing that comes out is a setup guide. And next we're going to remove this piece of cardboard, and then we're going to pull the actual gateway out of the box and then pull this shelf with the power adapter out. And inside there you'll find the device's power adapter, and I've gone ahead and removed all the plastic and cardboard packaging from both the power adapter and the gateway itself. Now, before we actually start setting this up, I'd like to give you a brief overview of how this gateway actually works. Now, unlike your traditional broadband internet connection, this is not a wired connection. This is a wireless connection that actually connects to Verizon's cellular network, just like your cell phone does, and then brings that internet into your home and creates a Wi-Fi network inside your home. So the placement of this device is very critical. Verizon recommends that you put it on an elevated surface like a desk or a side table and kind of place it somewhere in the middle of your home. And they also recommend that you keep it as close as possible to a window. However, they don't recommend leaving this in direct sunlight, so you don't want to be too close to a window either. And they definitely don't recommend putting this near large metal objects, and you definitely don't want to install this in the basement. Now, if you have a house that has multiple levels, they also recommend installing this on the highest level possible to get the best possible signal. Placement is very important. Now, before we start setting this up, I'd like to show you a few ports and details on the back of the device, because this is going to be pretty critical to the setup process. All the way down here, you have the power jack, and we'll plug our power adapter into this jack. You have the reset hole to reset the device. You have a USB-C port up here, and up here you have two LAN ports, so you can actually connect to wired Ethernet devices. And here you have the WPS button, and right above that you have a very critical sticker, and the sticker has a QR code on the right hand side which you can scan to connect to the Wi-Fi network, that is this device's Wi-Fi network. And you also have the default Wi-Fi network name and the Wi-Fi password for that default network. And later in the video I'll show you how to customize this Wi-Fi name and Wi-Fi network. And very importantly, you also have the network settings URL and the network settings password, and this will be really important when we begin to configure the Wi-Fi network. And to begin the setup process, I'm going to plug one end of the power adapter into the back of the device, and then I'm going to plug the actual adapter into a wall outlet. And before you plug it in, ensure that the device itself is placed exactly as I had described earlier. And as soon as you power on the device, you'll notice that the LED that's right under the V begins to blink. It's a white tiny little LED, and it'll blink a slow pattern first and may even blink a fast pattern. The slow pattern indicates that the device is being initialized, and the faster pattern indicates that the device's firmware or software is being updated. This is fairly normal, and this process could take a few minutes. And once it goes through its initialization process, you'll notice two things. You'll notice the signal strength indicator LED, and this signal strength indicator LED will show signal strength ranging from 1, which is decent, to 2, which is moderate, and 3, which is the best. Now, I'm able to receive 2 bars of signal, which should be pretty decent. And right underneath that, you'll notice that the Wi-Fi indicator light has turned a solid white, which indicates that the Wi-Fi on this device is up and running and ready to connect to. And that's pretty much all the setup that you need to do to the device itself. Now, at this point, you can actually connect to the default Wi-Fi network that was listed on the sticker on the back of the device, and you can continue to use your devices using that Wi-Fi network. However, from a security standpoint, it's recommended to actually create a unique Wi-Fi network name and network password, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in the next step. And to do the next step, ideally you should use a laptop or desktop computer or a tablet. You can do it using a phone, but you do need a little more screen space, so I highly recommend doing it using a tablet or a computer. And the first step in this process is to connect the device you're going to use to configure this device to the default Wi-Fi network. So you're going to connect your tablet or your computer to the default Wi-Fi network. And to connect any device to this network, all you need to do is find this Wi-Fi network and enter that password. And alternatively, if you're using a phone or tablet to do this setup, you can actually scan scan that barcode there, tap on the link that opens up, and then tap join, and this will automatically connect you to this default Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to show you how to set this up using a Windows computer, but the process is pretty much identical even if you use a Mac or a tablet or even a phone. And the first step in the process is to ensure that this device, the device we are using to configure the Verizon 5G home internet, is connected to the default network. So I'm going to go into my Wi-Fi settings on the bottom right hand corner and then click on the available networks. And let's look for the network. Let's scroll down to find the network that is listed on the sticker behind our device. In my case, it is Verizon J9CM6B. Click on that, click connect, and then we're going to enter the password that was on that sticker, then click next. Okay, and there you go. It says it is connected and secured. And the next thing you're going to do is open up a browser window. Now I'm going to use Google Chrome, but you can use any browser you prefer. And then we're going to type in the following: mynetworksettings.com, hit enter, and then you'll immediately get a message that says your connection is not private, and that is normal. And we're going to click advanced here and then click proceed to my network settings. Let's click on that, and then it'll ask you to log into your Verizon internet gateway. And to log into the Verizon gateway, we're going to use that password, which is the last password on the bottom of that sticker, and then click login. And here it gives you a couple of options. You can change the Wi-Fi network name, which is what we really need to do. So I'm going to go in and change the Wi-Fi network name, and you can change it to anything you prefer. And let's change the password as well. And here you have two more options. You can either set up a guest Wi-Fi network. This is useful if you have people staying over and you don't want them to be on your main Wi-Fi network. I'm not going to do that right now. And you can even turn on the 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, and that'll work with some devices. Again, it's not necessary. The default network that comes with the device seems to work pretty well. Then click continue, and you have the option of saving these details that you just created, that is the Wi-Fi name and the Wi-Fi password, as an image. And it's always a good idea to save this image in case you forget the password at some point. And then for last step, let's click apply, and it says applying settings. And while it will say applying settings up here and it'll ask you to please wait, you'll notice that you have now been booted off that Wi-Fi network that you were on. And you want to look for the new Wi-Fi network that we created, which is Vortex in my case. I'm going to click on that, click connect, then enter the new password that you created. Okay, hit enter, and you can see that it is connected and secured. And you'll now notice that you are now connected to the internet. And this is pretty much all the setup that you need to do to configure the Verizon 5G home internet. If you're looking to get one of these, I'll leave a link right below the video, so feel free to check that out. If you have any questions or concerns about this setup process, leave me a comment below. Hope this video was useful. If it was, please give this video a big thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel for more reviews, unboxings, and how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.